Lord have mercy.
All right, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. Good afternoon to those that are watching in afternoon. Good evening to those that are watching in the evening. Wow, this is yet another episode of the Wiley Show. I am super excited for all of y'all to be here. That is in the building. What's up, everybody? Good morning to our members. Hi, good morning, members. Good morning to the general public. I see SEQU. Is it OIA? Hi underscore CHAI. Hi, this is a live video. All right. Miss Kitty, Cat CUNY, hi, welcome. Also welcome to Ebony. Welcome. Another episode. Today is the May the 10th, 2023. All right. We are up early and I had to get some new medicine. You know what I'm saying? I really had to get some new medicine. And I needed some new medicine. And I needed a different type of dose, whatever. And I slept like a newborn baby. I really needed some sleep. Okay. When I tell you I really needed some massive sleep. So yesterday I was feeling down. Over the weekend, I was a little bit depressed. And then I snapped that up, but still wasn't sleepy. I needed a good solid 8 hours worth of sleep. So I get up on Monday and I said, okay, let me do something. And on Tuesday I was able to get something. So I said, okay, let's get it together. So I got it all together and I'm feeling much better. Um Truly, I was looking at our governor and I didn't know he had cut some of the budget of the mental health services. And they don't need to cut it because what happened in the Alden mall out here in, I think in Alden, Texas, I believe, the mall. And they keep saying, hey, um it's the mental illness that people were able to get, these weapons. And if that's the case, then why is our governor Governor Grant is cutting services if that is the case? And then also the argument that Republicans uses, they said, oh my gosh, it's not the guns that kill people, it's the people that doing it, the mentally ill. And if that's the case, then, they always say about the schools, right? If anybody going to school and do something, they say, well, we need heavy security and we need armed guards. Okay, well, are we going to have the armed guards in the mall? Are we going to have the armed guards in the grocery stores? Are we going to have metal detectors everywhere? Because if you open up one door, you need to open up them all. If you're saying that the reason why it is going rapid in schools, we need armed security, are we using that same argument in all places, private, public, all places? Now, I don't know the guy that actually did it, that he battled with any mental illness. I have not seen his mental report, but I also can say this: I don't know if he was such just white, whatever, don't like anybody but white. It's plenty other areas he could have went to, that are in Dallas that's predominantly black. Why go to a predominantly white neighborhood? So that argument just goes out the window with him being that. Now, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, we need some type of control." We do, and a lot of people keep saying AR, 15s are the reason why this is going on. But if you look at the statistics, is out there, it's about a couple of percent, maybe 2-3% of all type of Udis are by AR-15s. Okay, most of the Udins, I can't say the word. I'm gonna say Udins, happens by people with the gum, hand gums. Okay, it happened by the hand. So when people say we need, you know, gum control, um, are we saying all? Right? Because majority of it is happening by the hand. It's not the AR. So let's be clear on that. So I am praying, we can pray all day, but it's our politicians that need to put policy in place. Now, when you compare us to other countries, Japan, China, and some parts of Africa, some parts in the Middle East, they don't have these massive, you know, um, deletions like America. Let's be crystal clear on that because in most countries, they have tough laws. The same thing out there in the UK. So we do not. We believe in the Second Amendment. Absolutely. But just because we believe in it doesn't necessarily that we should continue to believe in it, if that makes sense. I think we need to have some serious um, legislation. We need it because if we don't, we will continue to follow this slippery slope. This slippery slope. More black women. It's being reported that more black women are becoming registered to have protection. They're going out and getting it, and they're registering it by alarming rate. Because I think the general public feel like if our senators in Congress and our governors, our mayors, anybody on the state houses, or county, local, any parts, if they're not going to protect us, we must protect ourselves. That's this whole entire reality of it all. All right. So when I saw it, that's just literally the whole type of reality of it all. So do we need to ban it? Absolutely. I do believe it needs to be some type of control and banning. I also believe that if you want to become it, you need mandatory background checks, mandatory training courses, and you must take that mandatory backup check once a year. The same way you do with a car, you have to get checked your cars in order to get some type of sticker. You must take your car under some type of test. I believe that same test need to be implemented for those that want to be that way, but that will only affect registered legal owners that probably won't mind going through the process. But would that stop Pookie and Ray Ray and them to do it? No. Will that stop those that in their mind that they feel like they want to just take someone out? I don't believe so. I don't believe that would stop them unless you just stop the private ownership, private dealers, I'm saying, because that's like a loophole in many places. Like me having a mental illness, there is a loophole that though I cannot go to a regular shop, I can just go to a private dealer, and that private dealer is not going to do an extensive background check, and I can just have one. That's like a loophole. That a loophole that need to be closed, a loophole that need to be closed immediately. Because if you don't necessarily close that loophole, then you know what I'm saying, it's going to be just a problem. And on this day, on May 10th, I'm telling you, this is a loophole that is not closed. And let's be clear. If you look at and compare this to New York, Chicago, two of the most democratic blue places have the strictest laws on the books, but the crime is not in the top two, but they have a lot of it because you can just go next door to Indiana. A lot of people from down south, they go down south, they go to these private dealers or they deal with these looser laws. And Pookie and Ray Ray and them, they go up. But let's be clear, Pookie and Ray Ray, they're not the ones that are going to the malls. They're not the ones that are going to the schools. They're in their neighborhood doing violence, right? They're not typically the ones that are going into a church or to the grocery stores out there in Buffalo, New York. They're not the ones that's doing it. Pookie and Ray Ray and them, they're in their hood. They're in there with their crew, Poom Pang and Poom Pang. You know what I'm saying? X, Y, and Z. And I see what happened in Chicago. I don't know if you all are up. Chicago, Illinois, African American police officer went to her home, and before she was able to step foot in her home, a car pulled up, poom, pang, and now she's deleted. Now, why her being deleted? Now, I'm not going to get into any type of conspiracy, but I will say this is something that went on. I do not think this was a random thing. I don't believe it was random. I do believe that that officer either A, knew who did it, or B, did something. I don't necessarily believe that that was just something random. All right, I'm gonna read the media reports, and I know Jamal Green said he will give out, I think, $5,000 to anybody that can come up with an answer to bring those to justice. But I necessarily don't believe that that was a random thing. Now, but I also have to understand why is not no protest for a black officer that was in about a couple of weeks was going to graduate from Loyola University for her law degree. Why is it that it is not no massive protest? Where is the Reverend Al Sharpton? Where is the Reverend Jesse Jackson? Where is Attorney Ben Crump? Where is Tariq Nasheed? Where is all of these people, Tamika Mallory, that goes on the front lines and gonna go against, police, whatever? Where's they at when this black owned, I'm sorry, this black officer, where are they at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the protest? Where's the 1, 2, 3, 4? This is what democracy look like. Where is that? Where's the no justice, no peace? Where's these people? Because this officer, correct me if I'm wrong, where off duty officer just got off of work, going home, a car pulled up, poom pain, and took her out. But it's no protest. There was no national outcry because it don't comes with the narrative that they tried to paint. Chicago is a very dangerous city. I'm not going to act like Chicago is the most nice city in the world, but it's not the most, it's not on the top of the list type of dangerous, right? If you look at the list, Chicago is not in the top 3, not even in the top 5, you know, but it is bad. I'm not going to sit here, whether it's in the top 3, top 5, whatever, people are losing their lives. Now, our new mayor, Brandon, he have a lot to tackle. And one of the major tackles is public safety. Now, when we have these conversations, that's why I'm going on Monday. Hopefully that he does a press conference, and I'm gonna see when he's gonna do his first press conference, and I would love to be in the building. But one of my major questions is gonna be is what is your economic plan for in conjunction with your public safety plan? Because you can't come in here and say, "Oh, let's get a new superintendent." Y'all have hundreds of superintendents, and that did not bring down the crime. So, what are you doing? Having a serious economic message to help those that are underserved communities, Inglewood, the West Side, many other parts in Roseland that have been sucked. The resources are not being duplicated back into those neighborhoods. So while you're talking about public safety, what is your strong economic plans that are going to happen? Where is your strong economic plans that's going to change the city? And then also to our governor here in Texas, these looser laws, homicides is up in Texas. I checked the numbers. It is up in Texas. It is up in Memphis, Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee. It is up in Florida because when you have these looser laws, criminals take advantage of the looser laws. So, and this is just my honest opinion. When you look at it, it's definitely going on. Now, it's not just all the high power, it's mostly the hand ones with the hand. So we must do something. And our politicians, what they do, and I get it, I'm not dumb, right? If you want to keep your job, you want to cater to those with the checkbooks. Most people that donated in these political campaigns are pretty much, a lot of them part of the NRA. A lot of them are probably is that way, is protective of the Second Amendment. A lot of regular average Americans, they vote, but they're not pulling their resources together to finance a politician like that. So they go where the money is. They go where the money is. And when you go back to the most violent, high crime, let's see. You can just, it's easy Google search. Okay. The most, okay. I put it in the most high crime city. Okay. the latest dangerous list by 2023. The top 10 most dangerous cities in the US: Memphis, Detroit, Little Rock, you got Kansas City, you got St. Louis, you got Cleveland, you got Springfield. Tennessee, that's ran by Republicans. Michigan, I believe that state, correct me if I'm wrong, ran by Democrats. Little Rock, Arkansas, I believe Arkansas is ran by Republicans. Kansas City, I believe, is ran by Republicans. Correct me if I'm wrong. St. Louis, Missouri, I believe, ran by Democrats. So regardless if it's a mixture, you know what I'm saying? All of it is not, Democrats. You know what I'm saying? It's just really not. I mean, in Tennessee, that the laws have changed, and I believe the mayor of Memphis or someone of the mayors in one of them towns or cities said because of these looser gun laws that this have happened. So, you know, if you don't change it, you're gonna keep getting the same results. And people always say, if you keep getting the same results, you don't change. That is a sign of mental illness. Do we keep that same energy for those politicians that sit in the office and post these laws and put it on the books? But and also, what are we doing? What I'm doing? So that's why I go to Chicago and help my city that I was born and raised in. Even though I don't live there, my heart is still there. And so I have family. I have an auntie. I have an uncle. I have cousins and nieces and nephews, and my brother. His beautiful family lives in Chicago, so my heart is there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see better, and that's why we're going on Monday. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App $ Marquise Waller 28, so you can have fun us, because we're not just going to talk about Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion, all of those great people. We're not going to just be talking about NBA YoungBoy. We not just going to just talk about them. We're going to actually talk about and do serious topics, and that's what's going to make our platform different. I'm just saying that's what we're going. That's what's going to make our platform different. When it comes to that, we truly are going to make that platform different. You know what I'm saying? And let's be clear about the schools. Let's be clear. We don't have that. In Let's be clear. We don't have that going on out here in the inner cities when you're talking about massive things in schools and churches. No, we don't. But we do have violence in Chicago, and it's a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not only just spewing into the underserved, low income areas. It's going downtown. Up north, crime have increased. Mhm. Crime literally crime have increased in many good parts in Chicago, Illinois. Many of the suburban areas are dealing with high crime areas. So, we as people have to do better. Now, Lori Lightfoot, you lost. And Lori Lightfoot, with that bad internet connection, she gonna talk about, well, now y'all got a democratic socialist. Let's see. We gave you a chance, Lori Lightfoot. You had 4 years, and to her credit, she did the best that she could. She brought down the deficit in the city of Chicago, but the crime did not go down like she predicted. I don't think she predicted that we was going to be in a pandemic. She didn't predict that. But she lost. And let's look at the voting. It wasn't a lot of people, maybe under 500,000 people voted in a city of Chicago. And it's millions of people that are registered and eligible to vote, because Illinois is totally different than many of the other parts of the country. You can register and vote the same day in Illinois, and you can vote by mail in Illinois. So there is no excuse. People don't want to go vote. And so when I was talking to voters, one of the particular voters responded to me. He said, Wiley, I don't vote anymore. And I said, why you don't vote anymore? Because every time I vote, they don't do ish. I said, what? They don't do ish. All right. And that's why I don't vote anymore. I don't vote anymore because they don't do ish. And I stopped voting. And so when I talked to this particular voter, I talked to other voters, and that was the major response from the general public. The reason why I don't vote is because the people that I voted in, they don't do ish. And so I understand that argument. I understand that frustration. And that's why politicians, they have to do a better job doing what they said they was going to do, right? Regardless of it. And we as African Americans, as people, period, we must vote people in that is in our best interest. That can be Democrat, that can be Republican, that could be independent, that could be Green Party, that could be Libertarian, regardless of it. Whoever have your interest at heart, that is who you should vote for. And let's get out of this mentality and think, oh my gosh, Republicans is just the most evil party ever and they're racist. But then you have Democrats that it's almost like the slums in some parts of this country. And majority of the people they voted in is Democrats. So they're not as all this lovey-dovey as they paint the picture to be. And let's be clear on this. And the reason why I'm kind of upset because Democrats spend millions and they paint the picture that Republicans are so racist. Look at the policy. But then President Biden, billions of dollars are in government contracts. And you know how much billions, how much money black companies get to get a contract from the federal government? 0.1%, 1.5%. That's insane. But guess the percentage of black folks that vote in these Republicans? Up 80 to 90%. If you think of the women, they're in the 90s. Brothers, the black brothers, are in the 80s. So we're voting these people in, and y'all ain't even doing nothing. So please save that crap and try to tell me that black people, Republicans are so evil and they're this and they're that, and look at their policy. All right, well, let me point the picture at y'all. When it's time for black-owned media like myself to get money, we don't hardly get it. Black-owned media people, we have to fight for the scraps. We don't get top dollar from these Democrats. We don't get top dollar from the DNC. So let's be clear on that. So what is that? So don't just tell me that you're for black people and you're for us, but then when the money comes in, when it's time to disperse the money to black-owned companies and black-owned media, you don't do nothing. So please, you're just as wrong as them. All right? So just because you're not as vocal and being out in the open like some of the Republicans, but yet when it's time to give money to black-owned companies, when it's time to give money to black-owned, contractors to get those government contracts, we get less than 1.5%. So don't tell me that the Republicans are so wrong and you so right. Okay, prove that you're better than the Republicans by putting your money where your mouth is. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then you have some of these Democrats, they want to fight for reparations. I'm all with that. But it's money on the table right now that we ain't getting it. We haven't received, hardly ever have received that. And the reason why a lot of these companies are able to thrive is because they get a lot of money from the federal government. Do your research. They get a lot of money from federal contracts. A lot of these companies get a lot of money from the federal government with advertising dollars. Well, ask them same federal people, how much are we getting as black folks? Crickets, scraps. But we rush to go vote them into office. We rush to sit in that line to vote them in. Even under President Obama, the number have not changed with black-owned media getting their fair share, black-owned companies, contractors getting their fair share. And President Obama was black. He was a black man. He was black. And he didn't even do enough good job with black-owned home ownership, giving more money in that black-owned companies are able to get loans and all of that. Same thing under President Bush, same thing under President Trump, same thing under President Kennedy, same thing under President Ronald Reagan, same thing under President Nixon. Like, how much are we getting as black people? And this is before the argument of reparations. And if you ain't doing that with legal money that's already available, I damn sure ain't gonna think that you're gonna vote for reparations, because the reparations that we can get right now that y'all are dispersing out to other communities, we ain't getting. Let's be clear on that. And then you get these Democrats and you get the Congressional Black Caucus and you get all of these black politicians. They rarely call President Biden and the Department of Treasury, the people that control the federal contracts, the people that control the budget for advertising dollars. They rarely are being called on Capitol Hill. And I understand that Republicans control Capitol Hill, but they can call them in the Senate. I understand that you can still do a press conference. Where your press release? Where your press conference? Where are you talking to your constituents and say, okay, let's answer these questions. Why is it that black-owned media don't get the same amount as white-owned media? This is why black-owned media is dying. Media die when you don't get advertisers. Case in point, we have a website. If we don't get ads soon, guess what? I'm gonna have to shut down. It's no ads. It's just that simple. No ads, meaning no revenue coming in, meaning I got to shut it down. I don't want to, but if ain't no ads coming in, we gotta say la 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 to that idea. The same thing with YouTube. If YouTube make an announcement today and say, okay, we're no longer paying any ads, it would be no ads on no YouTube channels. 95, 96% of your favorite people you watch, they will no longer post content. They will have to go work at McDonald's. They have to work at Burger King because they're only here giving you this much content because they're getting paid. They get a certain percentage. But if the announcement come out today, oh, hear ye, we are no longer having no monetization. 95, 96, 97, 98% of the people that you watch, there will be no YouTube. People will stop coming. They would go, and then another company will say, well, we're paying creators and paying them and giving a good percentage. They'll be right over there. That's why YouTube, they wanted to do that, but they can't, because if we do that, we will lose a big chunk of our money because they will go to the next competitor. It's just simple. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? All right. And you must vote in all elections, all of them. And then if you don't like it, you go and run for office. Do it. Run it. It's and see, this is what I'm going to do. I'm also going to bring awareness to people that are actually doing their job. That's actually bringing good policies in place. That's actually running a good budget. That's actually doing right. Because the narrative come out is that we always say, or what they're not doing, but we neglect to focus on those that is doing something right for the people and for their constituents. Do you understand? Okay. I just had to open up with that. All right, let's get into the mess. All right. Okay. And we will definitely open up the phone lines. Give me a second. I'm gonna definitely open up the phone lines. If anybody want to call in on this particular subject, you're more than welcome. Let me get the phone lines open up. If you want to call in, give me one particular second here. Do we have any moderators in the chat today? Any moderators in the chat? If not, then I will post the number because I know it's early in here. All right, I posted in there. Okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. A couple of y'all did send cash up this morning. We, like I said, we're going to Chicago. And we definitely need you all to your financial support. We also going to the inauguration on that particular Monday as well. So we need y'all financial support. If you're donating today, please, thank you. Some of y'all have already done that and y'all put in the things for your Chicago trip. God bless you and thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you. All right. Also, I put the number in there. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 972-674-9462. Make sure you keep the number right then and there. All right. And I also have the cash up on the screen for those that did say they want to contribute today. You could definitely do it today as well. And also, we do have a Zelle at wileyshow@gmail.com. wileyshow@gmail.com if you're sending it via Zelle. If you're sending it via Cash App, that's $ Marquise Wiley 28 if you are definitely doing so. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm good. Oh, good. Okay. All right. I'm looking at the chat too, because yeah, because I know it's early. I didn't put nothing that said I was gonna go live this early, so I'm good. All right, let's get into the mess. Oh man, let's get into the mess. What up, y'all? Milan Christopher is the new CEO of the Dasha Network. All right. He is replacing Ray J. All right. So we are going to put that in perspective here. He is definitely replacing Ray J as the CEO of the Dasha Network. All right. Give me a quick second here. Okay, give me a second here, replacing him. So let's get 1 second here. Where are we at? Okay. as you can see, out with the old, in with the new. Milan Christopher to replace Ray J as the Dasha Network CEO. All right. They saying this Milan Christopher has already launched his own network 3 months prior to signing on as Dasha Network, the MCTV streaming network that then sold to Dash Network, along with fully produced and edited show series called Hot Boys Atlanta. Within 3 short months, his network has accumulated over 27,000 subscribers. With the success, Milan's season network business model, Dash board of directors decided that the business plan and the model Milan created for his own now assimilated network will be the perfect fit for what Johnson Network app business plan needed now. With a multimillionaire shareholder and investor, Milan said he looks forward to creating more fun-filled shows with different people from all walks of life, and of course, a little bit of drama that we all love to see on our TV screens. The Johnson Network is now available in the Apple Store and the Google Play devices. Now, this is why I think it's a good idea and a bad idea. Ray J was supposed to be on there, and I told y'all Ray J wasn't the owner. So whoever is financing this, who is these board of directors? And I probably believe they're not black. I believe that they want a black face to bring in black people. I do understand that. I do believe that this network could succeed, but they must be different than Zeus. All right, because Zeus got a couple of years advance. They got a couple of years in the market. They've been dominated in the market. Is it a place for another player? Yes. The reason why I say I want Dash Network to succeed because it will give serious competition to Zeus. Right. I don't necessarily believe this is a black-owned app. Just like I didn't believe that Ray J owned the app. Ray J was just the black face to get the black faces, if that makes sense. The same thing with Milan Christopher. They're given a title CEO, but he's not the financer of this app. Other people are financing this app. Regardless of the list of the people, I still think this is going to be a good idea. But the Dodge Network was criticized because they were criticized of having a Ponzi scheme. All right. Because a lot of people had to pay to audition and they did not get the part, but you still was paying on an average of under almost $100 to audition to be a part of the Dodge Network. How did I know that? Because I had people that watched the Wiley Show that went to audition that had to pay their money. Now, I'm not cool with Milan Christopher at all. I feel like what he did to me, and when he was on Love and Hip Hop, he didn't come on the show. And before he became famous, we post him on our website. We interview on our radio show. We post about his music. We made him one of the top leading gay artists on our website. We talked about him daily. We talked on the phone. But soon when he got on Love and Hip Hop and became quote unquote famous, he decided to not contribute and come on the Wiley Show. So I'm always going to have a type of person that that will come and criticize him. And then also we got somebody in the chat said, well, they accused Ray J of spending the funding dollars on personal items. So we will see how Milan will be able to do it. I think it would be great. It's many different ideas that they should do on this show. It need to be different than Zeus Network. I'm not gonna give them any ideas because you ain't gonna steal my ideas and not book me on the show. But it's many other ideas that they could definitely do. There's many other content creators that they can bring on the network to add serious competition to Zeus. Now, I've also heard reports that they're gonna hire some creators to host the reunion. I think that could necessarily. I think it could work. Would definitely be great. But I think Zeus still got millions of dollars coming in. They got a couple of million per month that they are definitely doing. And you got to understand, reality TV is not expensive to produce than, let's just say, a sitcom, because you don't have to pay for writers. You don't have to pay for writers. This is unscripted, right? You get producers, you get cameras, you get an Airbnb, you good. That's your show right there. And you get massive, massive profits to come on. Now, I never said could see it actually working. It could actually work. This is a great opportunity for other creators like myself and other creators like Tasha K and others that could be hosts of the Nice Network, meaning of their shows. I know Tasha was in communication with some of the people over there. They are thinking of having her host some of the reality shows to be there, and also host her own show over there. But then I'm also hearing reports that Armand would be over there as well. I think it would be great. I think that if they bring those people over there, they'd be stupid not to do it, because already Armand is in the algorithm of on the internet and on an app, and people he could just easily transition into people going to the Dasha Network and becoming subscribers because they are fans of him. And he's, like I said, he's bringing in hundreds of thousands of people. But if he can be himself and be who he is, I think it could work. But if they try to change him to be something else, then it's not going to work. The same thing with any other people. Would I like to work with any other network? Absolutely. A check is a check is a check. And so I think it would be great. I think if it's fair, I think it could work. If it's fair. If it's not fair, then it probably won't. And a lot of people was like, "Where is it at?" You know what I'm saying? Where is it at? Where is the network? I was like, "Where did that network at?" Because I was like, "Wait a minute, the network should have been came out, and it have not came out yet." But I personally live there. I think that if they allow Armand Wiggins to host, I think a lot of people will be watching, and I think this would be good for him. I mean, the man put on a temper tantrum. The man was crying because Zeus did not hire him. And hopefully that Armand get a good attorney to negotiate a good deal, that he don't get screwed. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to be a part of these people, and he got to worry about Jason Lee blackballing him, because Jason don't associate with the Dash Network. He's pretty much on Zeus. This would be a good look for him, a good look for me, good look for anybody else that want it. I think it would be great, and then that will actually help Zeus to be like, okay, y'all hiring some YouTubers to host some shows. We're gonna hire some YouTubers to host some shows. I think this is good business because competition is good. The reason why I get up every day, because I know if I don't do right, my audience is going to go somewhere else. Do you understand that? you know, and I would love to host shows. And I reached out to the Dodge Network, and we will continue to reach out. But this is, if y'all want to see me host a show, don't just tell me. Y'all reach out to these people, right? Y'all reach out to these people. Y'all have done it with all the networks, and I will be clear on that because y'all have done it. Y'all done it with y'all have done it with the Chase Reality franchise. I do want to thank all of y'all because every time I get on the phone with them, they say, "Yo, people always telling that you should host." Y'all should. That's y'all loss. Because if Dodge Network or Juice Network, if they book me, then that's gonna be your loss. You know what I'm saying? My people, they know what I bring to the table. They know I bring numbers. They know I deliver. They know I'm entertaining. They know I do what I do. They're not dumb. But y'all are so indoctrinated and so in love with guys with big bodies and six packs. I understand that. But it's some people that don't have a six pack that looks good, that deliver the content, that is don't have a six pack, that's not an OnlyFans star that can bring the same numbers and even more numbers. Because it's a underserved community that y'all not catering to. Hollywood just came out with some reports in Hollywood that Hollywood is losing a minimum of almost $300 billion is because they're not catering to other communities enough. So they're just leaving out $300 billion. So can you imagine if you get somebody that do have a disability? You get a sector that is underserved, a sector that is not being catered to, and they're not going to bring their money because they don't see anybody that looks like them. They don't see anybody that inspired him. Like, oh my gosh, if he could do it, I could do it. Now, Zeus made a good thing because they allow someone with a disability like Roland to come on their network, and it worked. A lot of people, he became a star on the Zeus network because somebody there said, okay, let's take a chance. Let's bring out someone with a disability that is entertaining. Let's bring him on there because that is a underserved community. People with disability get a income, most of them, every single month. Now, I don't know if the Dodge Network will survive. I don't know if Milan is able to do it. He had 27,000 subscribers. That's not enough. You need at least to be profitable. You need at least 100 to 200,000 to really make good numbers. You need 500 to 600,000 subscribers to pay. How much do it cost? $9.99. Let me go to the store really quickly. Let me know in the chat, how much do the Dodge Network cost? Give me a second. I can check right here. The Dasha Network. Let's see. And they still got Ray J as the picture on here. They still got Ray J as the picture, as the face of the network. Okay. Oh, never mind. Give me a second. Absolutely, it's $5.99. So, in order to make good money, $5.99. They need 100,000 subscribers. Because if they had 100,000 subscribers, that's almost 590. That's almost 600,000. You know what I'm saying? You can get the Dash Network right now on the app. So give me a second here. Also on the Dash Network, you have shows that's already on there. You already got shows that's already on there. So we will see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes because everybody, and let me tell y'all again, everybody don't have a body. Get up out of there. The average person is not walking around with a six-pack. Do y'all hear me? Everybody in the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the I, the A plus is not walking around, not all of them, with a six-pack. Let's be really clear on that. Every woman in the world is not walking around with a BBL. Let's be clear. Let's be crystal clear on that. Everybody is not walking around with perfect teeth. Let's be clear on that. Let's be true clear on that. Can we at least be honest? Everybody ain't like that. And when you neglect that look, you're leaving money on the table. If the Dodge Network want to succeed, they're going to have to think out the box and bring in people that have not been deep on the Zeus Network. Because I'm reminded with WWE versus AEW. AEW was doing good, but then they start picking up the WWE rejects. And then what WWE started to do, once they went over there and got a name, WWE offered them more money, and then most of the stars that they have rebuilt or reinvented, they went right back to WWE. And now AEW is suffering in ratings. And WWE was able to negotiate a deal with the company that owns UFC, and now they're even having even larger reach. So you got to be careful. You got to be able to get new type of talent that the competition is not catering to, or the competition do not want, and it can definitely work for the Dodge Network. But if you keep on trying to get stars that's on Zeus, then it's no different. Like, this is like nothing but a Zeus ripoff. If you're going to be different than Zeus, and then let's be clear, a lot of their editing, a lot of how they do their shows is the Zeus Network formula. They need people that thinks outside the box and not trying to do what Zeus do. Try to do what you need to do and do it better. You understand? Do you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have a six-pack. Everybody is not looking like Milan Christopher. The average person in the gay community don't look like some of them obese, some of them are chunky, some of them are average. They're not walking around. Everybody in the community ain't walking around with no six-pack. They try to paint that picture, but it's not reality. Every gay is not walking around with a purse and lipstick and fingernails and nail polish. Do you hear me? Every gay is not feminine. Do you hear me? Every gay is not a woman's best friend and carrying her purse. Every gay cannot do makeup. Every gay cannot do hair. You do have gays that work in corporate America. You do have gays that are doctors. You do have gays that are lawyers. You do have gays that are directors. You do have gays that are computer programmers. That you have gays that are scientists. But the media, you just think if you just watch media, oh, they all makeup artists. Oh, they all messy. Oh, they all Nene Lee's best friend. And that's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. So if this network is to succeed, then he must think outside the box. If it's to succeed. Because these are false stereotypes. And so if it's to succeed, he must do that. And so my audience will always stand up for the Wiley Show. And we will always stand up for the Wiley Show. I don't know what y'all talking. I talked to a lady, said, you need to stop talking to yourself a lot. I said, I will always defend myself. I said, you need to defend yourself more. I will never again play myself short. I will always come in and play myself up. I will never, I don't want to say, oh, I'm so humble. Oh, I don't want to say anything. And then you get lost in the sauce. No, brother, I'm going to always speak up for me. I'm not going to ask people to always carry the load and I don't say anything. No, I'm going to always uplift me. I'm going to always talk about me and other people, but I'm main sure going to talk about me. Always. I'm a humble guy, but I'm not going to be so humble where I just got to be not uplift myself that I have to just be silent about myself. No, I don't operate like that. Absolutely not. I'm always going to speak up for me. I know the numbers that I bring. We just looked at the ratings today on our show today. And Paul, you sent it to me, Paul. Give me a quick second here. You did send it to me last night, and I posted it on my wall here. Because you got a lot of people that judge people just with subscribers only. This is not a subscription base, meaning you don't get paid by subscribers. You don't have to pay to subscribe to the Wiley Show. So subscribers in reality is irrelevant. So as of last month, we gained over 127 subscribers. We did last month alone, we did 274,000 total views. And then if you look at this, very important, if you look at the minutes that people have watched this show, over 6.8 million minutes watched last month. That's last month. 6.8 million total minutes watched. That is just last month alone. 6.8 million minutes watch. That is to be that's a round of applause on that. Okay. So when that came across my desk, that's just last month alone. We had an incredible month last month. And we thank you for that, because this model is not thriving on subscription because you're not paying to subscribe. It's free. But what really counts is you watching the content. 6.8 million total views watch. And it is what it is. Do you understand? They are watching the Wiley Show. And you don't necessarily need a six-pack for OnlyFans. It is people that like guys that is obese, just like they like women that is big. BBW, I think that's what they call them. So you don't necessarily have to have a body. It is an audience for every body type. There is an audience for it. So please don't think that in order for you to succeed, you need a six-pack, because you don't. Do you hear me? There's people on OnlyFans don't have a six-pack and making quite well for themselves. They're not being promoted because they only promote those that have bodies. But it is people that don't have bodies like that that are making money. It is people that just show their feet on OnlyFans that are making money. Just making money. Do you hear me? Okay. So in order for the Dodge Network to work, they will have to hire people like myself to do shows. If it's just focused on Milan doing a show, it is boring. How many times are we going to see the same people on reality show? The same thing with these rare reality show series. You see the same type of people. Just like when I tuned in, let's go to this. Since we're talking about this, we just gonna get to this other topic. Can you go to that picture? Click him right there. So the same thing with Anthony Anderson. Did I say his name right? That's Anthony. So we was watching Bad Boys last night, and it was very entertaining, but it was sad because Anthony, they beat him up. His eye was busted, his hand was busted, and they were fighting, right? It was him and Chef D, and yeah, it was him and Chef D was fighting. Okay. Chef D and they got into it last week. Anthony got beat up by Chef D and Jonathan. So this week he's injured. His eye messed up, his hand messed up, and then him and Chef D, they got into a fight. Didn't get to Anthony called his friends to the house of the Bad Boys house to fight. So they was trying to fight outside. Anthony was so scared. Then the guy that said where the money reside, he had to escort Anthony, sneak Anthony out the house by the back door. At the back door, had to figure out the to do it. And I felt like I'm not about to get embarrassed. You a club promoter, you supposed to be the face of your club, and they whoop you like like you stole something. I personally believe, but I'm not really sad because he did get paid more visibility, more people subscribing to your Instagram, more people, you know what I'm saying, will go to your club because you becoming a celebrity. But all the way it is, you were embarrassed. Now Anthony was telling people around in Houston that he regret going on Juice, he regret doing it. It made him look crazy. He was also posting pictures of Chef D, with Chef D having a hair implant and him getting put hair, like getting like a hairstyle, like that's not really his real hair. You know, a lot of guys do it. I'm gonna do it in about a couple of months. I'm gonna get the little hair implant in my head. But yeah, he got the hair implant in his head, and he was making fun of that. So so it was a big thing going on club on the app. That was, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they was coming at Chef D. Now everybody, I've known Chef D for a long time, right? I know Chef D from no, it's not. It's a wig. I'm sorry, not an implant. It's a wig. Like like how women y'all wear wigs. They got it for men now. Okay. Sisters that get the little design all on their head, the little baby hair, they got that for men now. There is hairstylists for men that if you want waves, they can put it on your head. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That's what I'm not necessarily talking about a hair implant, like getting implant on your head. I'm talking about that you get a head piece, you get a piece on your head. Do you hear me? A lot of y'all don't hear that, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. And if any of you females tell me, why would you got on hair, you got on makeup, you got eyebrows that ain't yours, you got hair that ain't yours, you got eyelashes that ain't yours, you got you got the little thing taped around your belly. What is that? The waist trainer thing around your belly to suck in all that fat. So you can't get mad with a brother that go to the barber shop and get a piece in his head. Because if they wrong for doing that, then you wrong. Then get back that beauty supply, them eyelashes, and that the horse hair that you wear. Do you hear me? The reason why I don't necessarily put a hairpiece, I sweat a lot. I go to the gym a lot. That's only good for it just temporary. Like if you go into a nice look appearance, a red carpet, you put that on your head. But that's it. But you can't. I do a lot of stuff. So I sweat a lot. I go to the gym. I sweat. So if I'd have went to the gym yesterday with that hairpiece on, Paul, it would have sweated out. Because I sweat a lot. Especially when I'm working. I be on that hall working. I sweat like a dog. So when I go to work, I sweat. I work. Do you hear me? I really, really sweat. I'll sweat that perm out. Someone said, men actually been wearing hairpiece for decades. The high society probably would sport hairpieces too. It's happening. And now it's because it's catering to regular people because everybody want to look good. Everybody want to look good. I'm not gonna do it because I sweat a lot. I don't have a problem with doing it. But this is where I'm gonna do what, and I want to be honest. I don't think nothing wrong with men doing it. If you want to do it, you got the money to do it, then do it. Women have been doing it for decades. But you really want to know. See, this is the thing. I saw this from a comedian. I'm gonna take it from this comedian. He said, if a woman really don't show you herself without her wig, she really don't love you. When she really love you, she gonna show you without that wig. That's when she's really comfortable around you, right? That's when you know you comfortable. It's two things: when she pass gas and when she take off her wig. That's when you really know her. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm so glad that the female that I'm dealing with, that she don't wear all that stuff, because I want to see you without it. Because eventually I will. And if we get married, we get around 24/7, I'm going to see you without a wig. Period. I want to see you without it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see you without it. Without your hairpiece, without your eyelashes, I want to see you naturally. Period. I just don't want to see when you done up, and then when we get into bed together, we do what we do. Then I wake up, what's wrong, baby? You look like a monster. I don't want that just to sneak up on me. I want to be able to see you naturally. Some women, the makeup is so good, they transform to somebody else. And then when you take all that up, you see all them bumps, all that acne, scars, bald spots, bumps. So I want to be able to see you naturally. It's some women that have on so much makeup, when they take it off, they don't look like that. Some of them don't even have on eyebrows. Nothing wrong with that, but you need to show that man who you are. When you get serious, show him. Look, you totally different. Wait, where your eyebrows? What's all them bumps? Show me early on. It's a lot of women that catfish with makeup. You know you don't look like Tyra Banks. You look like Whoopi Goldberg. You know you don't look like Tyra. I'm going to bed with Tyra Banks and I wake up looking at Whoopi Goldberg. Now, ain't Whoopi Goldberg ain't ugly, but that's totally different than what I saw on your Tinder, what I saw on your Instagram. Why you didn't tell me you look like Whoopi Goldberg? No eyebrows. All them filters. Do you hear me? Now, there's nothing wrong with it, but I need to know. A makeup can transform a whole face nowadays. True. So I need to see the natural look of you. Especially, I don't want to see natural. We get married, wake up in the honeymoon, you look like Whoopi Goldberg. And the same thing with Anthony. When he posted the thing about Chef D, I felt bad for Anthony. I really want to. And see, this is the thing with Chef D. Give me say on this. Chef D, he's a clout chaser, right? Been a clout chaser for years, right? He never wanted to be broke. In my private conversation, he have always said he wanted to be famous. And he used to say, I want to be famous by any means necessary. He didn't care if he had to sell his soul, sell a chicken wing, sell his butt. He wanted to be famous. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And so Chef D saw an opportunity. He begged and pleaded the CEO. He used to cook CEO Zeus fried chicken. He was a person that cooked the chicken, made the fish, made the macaroni and cheese, made the collard greens, made made the pork skin, made the scrambled eggs, made the bacon, made the pancakes. That is exactly what Chef D used to do. Then Chef D transformed that, and then he said, you know what? I want to be a star. He was seeing the Bad Boys people, how much money they make. Now he want to be a socialite, an influencer. There's nothing wrong with that. But instead of him going one-on-one and picking on somebody his own side, he would rather get and beat up somebody less his size. He wouldn't have tried it with me. And all that jumping stuff, he wouldn't have tried it with me. It wouldn't have happened. You tag teaming somebody. You are pathetic. You are weak. You are a coward. You are all those things above. Because there's no way when Jonathan and Anthony were fighting that you had to get your big wide tail up and want to box Anthony. That don't make sense. That ain't cool. That ain't how we roll in Chicago. If you see somebody do a one-on-one, let them squad up one-on-one. You don't get your licks in. That don't make you great. That makes you a big old wide old bully. That don't make that's not cool. Now you want to jump. I got a problem with you. Okay, wait till he heal up where he can do a one-on-one. Period. And then you got all the people, Mo City, this person, and they don't do interviews because half of them want to charge. And I told, and I'm going to say this publicly, I said, y'all go around, keep charging. Once y'all off the show, ain't nobody going to know nothing about y'all. Y'all going to be forgotten about. Why y'all hot? Do interviews. That don't make no sense. And if you want to charge us $100. What charge y'all, $1,000? Y'all ain't going to be bringing out 3 million views. 500, 600,000 views. And then y'all have the audacity to tell us what we can and cannot talk about. But yeah, we got to pay y'all. So meaning we paying you $1,000, Chef D, but I can't ask you all these questions. I can't ask you the questions that the guys used to deal with and someone 18 years old. I can't ask you these questions. I can't ask you the questions of the guys used to deal with. They weren't even 18. I can't ask those questions, but I'm paying you $1,000. Oh, come on somewhere. I ain't stupid. I ain't about to pay, a whole $1,000 and I'm limited and handcuffed of what I can ask you. Mo City, I'm paying you $500, but I can't talk about how you used to date and sleep with men. I can't ask that question. That question is off the table, but I'm paying you $500. Well, you might as well stay where you at. Why can't, if I have to sit here and pay you this amount of money, but I can't ask you these type of questions that don't make any type of sense? Y'all want to be superstars, but then y'all want to control the narrative? Hell no, I ain't doing that. I ain't stupid. Paying you deposit, you don't show up. You think I'm dumb? And that's why they don't do interviews, because they all want to be paid. They're not worth $1,000. The only person I believe that is worth $1,000 is Orlando Brown, because it's a guarantee. Almost nothing is guaranteed, but if I have to put a number on it, I can almost guarantee that Orlando Brown can bring in more numbers than Anthony, Chef D, Mo City combined. Because when you look at the resume, when you look at the receipts, Orlando Brown delivered. Y'all have not proven yourselves that y'all can deliver, bringing in the ratings like Orlando Brown. That is why Zeus had to pay him the $20,000 to bail him out. That's why he got paid the most, is because it is a guarantee fans of Orlando Brown is going to subscribe to Zeus. Mostly him, and that's why almost the first episode was dedicated to Orlando Brown. No other castmate episode was really catered to them. Why? Is because Orlando Brown bringing in a fan base. He's bringing in that Disney crowd that grew up with him on Disney. He's bringing them up on all type of crowds, the Deso Raven, etc. He's bringing in that type of crowd of the bloggers. Him lily la 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 with these lily la 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 on that everything. And Orlando will talk about anything. Y'all don't know how to play ball. Y'all want to be superstars, but then when you first started, now you want to get all bougie. Baby, you ain't been a superstar that long, and you're not technically a superstar like that. Because unless you subscribe to Zeus, people don't really know you. And so you coming on to the Wiley Show, and you're being introduced to a larger audience, to more people. More people to go to your club, more people to buy your hair pieces, more people to buy your teeth, etc. These people, y'all all want to be paid. I get it, but let me give you 100 because it's a guarantee that I can at least make 150, make a $50 profit off the interview, but it's no guarantee that I'm going to make about $1,000 back. And that's why Armand Wiggins did not want to do it. And number two, he already had he's begging on a deal with Dasha Network. He's begging on that deal. So he don't want to get so involved with Zeus that he loses opportunity with Dash. I understand that. But there's other guys lined up that will interview the Zeus Network, the cast. But the problem is they want to all be paid. That's why they ain't doing no interviews. And a lot of them is out bidding themselves. They want quadruple of what they actually worth. A lot of us don't have a Zeus Network budget. We just don't. And most of them go on IG and spill a tea for free. So you damn sure ain't worth no $1,000, Chef D. You're not worth $1,000. Let's be clear on that. You're not worth $1,000. At best, $100. Because it's guaranteed that I could get that $100 back with a little profit. Let's be clear on that. So keep on with that. Josh said the same thing with the rest of the cast. I can't even think of dude's name, but he dated Island Boy. See how you forgotten about? But you wouldn't have been forgotten about if you'd have came on the show. He was like, I gotta charge you, Wiley. I gotta charge you. I said, bro, you about to be old news once the show over. Guess what? He old news. And guess what he doing now on OnlyFans? Go right back out to OnlyFans, doing a discount. You got to do a discount on your OnlyFans. Why are you doing a discount? Because you need more followers. They ain't coming on your OnlyFans like that. But if you would have charged people 100, build up infrastructure, you could have had the OnlyFans and became a podcast person or YouTuber to bring in more money. Now you got to spin that Mississippi butt on the OnlyFans. Wear and tear on your booty hole. All right. So Cash, you got to do that. And not Cash, you got to thank you so very much. Somebody had to tell me his name because I forgot about it. Okay. He's forgettable. And so now you got to be back on OnlyFans. Wear and tear your insides. That's why some people in the community, they can't control their bowels because they've been bottoming for a long time. So now they can't control. Now they ain't in nursing homes can't control his bowels because you put wear and tear on your rectum. Because God made the body not for you to go back there and do it. He made a womb. It's just the facts. These are scientific facts. These are natural facts. That's why some people are developing some type of oral cancer because the God did not meant for you to put that anatomy down your throat. Shout out to Congressman. Oh, your throat. Who was that Congressman? That councilman in in Flint. He did not meant for you to put that 12 inches down your throat. He didn't. That's why right now, a lot of people are developing oral cancer. He didn't meant for you to put 14 inches down your throat. That's why they're developing all type of cancers. Do you hear me? That's why back there in that area, you having issues because God did not make the human body for you to go back there and get it in. He did not. Aaron Mays, thank you. Do you hear me? All right. So I felt bad that he was on there. Chef D used it. you got jumped. And they were ordered. I'm like, I heard that Orlando couldn't get into no fights, that you can't fight him. And I think in his contract, he is no fighting. The same thing with the rest of the guys. They ain't fighting. If I really wanted to make a name myself, I'd have been boxing Orlando Brown, no shade. Because that's more international and more great. But none of them fall. The people at the episodes that we see, you don't see Orlando Brown fighting. You don't see Raz B fighting. You don't see the other guy from Love and Hip Hop fighting. They're not fighting. These other ones, they really want fame by any means necessary. They whooped Anthony behind. And Jonathan needs some serious competition. He's the only big guy on there. Beating up folks. And then his big tail, he ran and hurt his knee. What you doing all that for? You ain't gonna get past all them big security guards. They're not gonna allow you to beat up people that don't have a contract with Zeus. Because soon you beat them up, they ain't gonna sue you. They're gonna be suing Zeus because Zeus got the money. Jonathan, you ain't got it like that. Because if you had 6, 7, 20 million, you won't need to be on no show making a couple of $1,000s. Oops, I said it. It is the truth. You ain't making money like that doing people hair. That's why you picked up Zeus. Because if you was making 10, 15, 20 million, you wouldn't be on Zeus. Orlando on there because he's broke. Raspy on there because he's broke. The guy on there that's on down low from Love and Hip Hop because he's broke. You're not on there because you got $1 million in the bank. You don't have the million. Anthony, you don't have the millions. You're renting. And you're not the owner of that club. You are the face and the promoter of the club. You don't own it. If you own it, then show me the evidence that you own that club. You are the face. You are the promoter. I can guarantee you it don't look like you. You don't own it. And telling these people I'm a club owner. No, you're not. You are a club promoter. Promoter and owner is totally different. You are an employee of that club, not an owner. Period. And I don't care if I don't get to go to a club. I don't go to clubs like that. My life is not meant to go drink bottles, and that ain't me. And John, you don't fight people your own size. You really don't. You are a big black bully. The two biggest bottoms want to do all the fighting. Chef D bottom, uh, Jonathan another bottom. They want to beat up the two biggest people. And then you fighting for your life. Oh, they beat me up. Oh, they whoop your tail. People would do anything for some fame. Got whooped, eye swollen, and he a Mexican. You know, Mexicans, they sweat up hard, bruise hard. Chef D always been a bottom. When did he been a top? I was talking to people in Chicago last night. They said, well, when did Chef D be? He never was no top. He was a bottom. He only doing that because he know in order for me to guarantee another season, I need to be fighting. And he's right. And that's what most people talk about Chef D and not nobody else. Because why? He was fighting. Period. I'm just telling you the truth. He was fighting. That's the only reason why he doing it, because he want to he befriended Jonathan. He didn't want to fight Jonathan. So he's befriending Jonathan because him and Jonathan probably will win. So now he want to beat up somebody that's the weakling out of the group, somebody that's not known for fighting, somebody don't know how to fight, somebody is smaller. So now he's beating up Anthony. Nobody helped Anthony. Then the other guy that tried to go, I forgot the dude with the wig. He got the hair. He got beat up. He could talk mess, but he can't fight. I mean, that person got whooped. What's the name with the wig? He got the hair looking like a crackhead. Hair all looking right. I said the man can't even fight. Can't even fight. Did all that talking. And then they fight manager. They can't even fight. Hair all over your head. That's how much you want fame to get your ass kicked? Manga. You want fame so much that you will be willing to get your ass kicked? That's how much you want it? Risking your bones of your body, and this person got shot multiple times and can't even fight. You're funny, but got whooped. Hair all over your head. And then the next thing y'all want to play some basketball. So when I saw that, I said, this is a hot mess. A hot mess. A hot mess. And y'all go, what? It was entertaining because I need to get my money's worth. It's not enough fighting there because half the cast ain't fighting. Orlando ain't gonna be up there fighting. Raspy ain't gonna be on that fighting. What's the dude from Love and Hip Hop? He ain't gonna be up there. So it's about 3 cast members that is not going to fight. And the reason why they booked them to get their fan bases to subscribe. Very smart business move. The reason why Zeus jumped out their way to bail out Orlando Brown, it's a good storyline. It's good TV. He's going to bring in the numbers because out of all the cast members, Orlando Brown is the most known. He's known outside of Zeus. Jonathan is known with the Zeus crowd because of what he did the previous season. But the most person that's known outside of the Zeus umbrella is Orlando Brown. Because Orlando done interviews and get almost millions of views. If you calculate all of it, he bringing in millions of views. He got a lot of fans that know him. He was just at Bishop T.D. Jake's church shouting off beat. Just all off beat. He was in that shout. He was in that praise of the Lord. And somebody messy recorded her. He was in that running. He was in that praise of the Lord. And they recorded her. Because he's a celebrity. His celebrity is different because he was a celebrity before social media. Idiot. Do you hear me? And he literally the one with the common sense, and he the one that's like, he making the most common sense. So I don't know if they made him take his meds, but he's the one with the most common sense. And Raspy told, let's go out there. Make sure they ain't got no weapons. Make sure they ain't got no weapons. Make sure they ain't got no weapons. Let's go out there and beat them. You ain't gonna fight. Sit your bleach eyebrow self down. One eyebrow is bleach. You ain't fighting nobody. You didn't have that energy for Omarion. You damn sure didn't have that energy for Christos. So sit down. One of your eyebrows is bleach. Make sure they ain't got no weapon. You ain't doing nothing. You was right outside, didn't even move an inch. Didn't move not one little inch. So I saw that. I said, what? What is this? What is this? And I do believe everything happened to him. He was just talking his back. He wasn't going to do nothing, you know. So let's move on. What? We've been on here hour, 20-minute. Paul, I told you I want to leave here in 60 minutes. Tory Lanez are facing about 9 years in prison, and plus, his motion for a new trial was denied. I tried to tell you, and went on our radio show last night, and we pretty much said that Milagro did all that hoo-ha. He innocent. He innocent. This is a black man. He no good. Megan is a liar. She went everywhere, put on clothes that couldn't fit her, bought a new rack of breasts, and he still lost. She traveled, spent thousands of dollars going to hotel, plane on plane, neglecting her family to go fight for a man that is guilty. And I told y'all he was guilty. He wasn't going to get no retrial. And the judge said the retrial will not have a different outcome. Motion denied. And it saddens me that I have to go read Megan Cunniff's stuff because half of the media folks, they weren't prepared. And then the media folks was asking questions, Neek at night, and then let them finish. And then she cussing him or her and my mom cussing out journalists. They ain't ready to be no black journalists. They ghetto. Give him a second. And then Neek cussing. You ain't ready. I wish you would have cussed at me. Excuse me with this press conference. I'm gonna have to get my homegirl to snatch that wig off her head. Excuse me, prosecutor. Excuse me, I gotta get a little ignorant. She cussing. Her Armand Wiggins cussing. That's why he got the boot. Cussing. Acting ignorant. Y'all supposed to be the new black media cussing. Y'all supposed to be representing us acting a plump fool. Ain't got no articles. They go late to do a breakdown. Megan Cunniff was on it. They always late. How y'all gonna be black media giving us the news 24 hours later? Giving us y'all breakdown 24 hours later because y'all want to go party. Pathetic. So the real journalist, Megan Cunniff wrote this. The outcome wouldn't be different. No new trial for Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. All right. The rapper's lawyer filed 2 disqualification motions against the judge David during the 2-day hearing to try to prevent him from issuing his ruling. Tory Lanez won't get a new trial over the 2020 incident of the fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion after a judge on Tuesday rejected his lawyer's arguments. With his previous counsel shoddy work and alleged conflict in interest, unfairly prejudiced him. Okay, in the end, the jury believed that the prosecuted case beyond a reasonable doubt. Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge David said. The 30-year-old Canadian rapper did not speak after the ruling, after the judge denied his motion for a new trial. But he told the judge before he was led out of the courtroom by the sheriff deputy on Monday, please don't ruin my life. I could be your son. I could be your brother, but please don't ruin my life. Brother, you ruined your life. Brother Tory, not the judge, not the white man, you did it. So now, because of you doing it, you are getting the full weight of the justice system. You got inmate Milagro Graham's head because you're attractive, because you're a man, because you're a thug. And most black women will defend a thug knowing they're guilty and he innocent because he black, a thug, and got a pee. And they will sit there with their yoni and will travel across this world to go and defend you, and you lost. Lost. You ruined your life. Nobody else. You did that to Megan. Nobody else. You did it. And you thought, oh, let's go around. Let's say he's guilty. Oh, no, let's say the judge is wrong. No justice, no peace. I'm an innocent black man. And you lost. You reached out to all these civil rights legends. They did not take up this case because in this case, you were guilty. 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 Period. You did the crime. Now you must what? Do the time. And you can say he innocent all day. Well, according to the state of California, guilty. Because of the prosecutors, he is guilty. And the judge said Tuesday that he found no trial errors in this issuing in the issues raised by Tory Lanez's new post-conviction lawyer Matthew of Los Angeles. Joyce, the prominent Miami, Florida criminal defense attorney who successfully defended accused child deleter Casey Anthony in 2011. But even if he determined the alleged errors were in the facts errors, the judge said none of that such has an effect on the trial that could have changed Tory Lanez's guilty verdict. He noted that Tory Lanez's lawyers didn't mention any other evidence against Tory Lanez when alleging problems with some evidence. But his job as a judge is to focus on the totality of the case, not to cherry pick very small portions. Even if all the rulings have gone your way, the outcome wouldn't have been different, the judge said. Judge Henry also rejected the argument that Tory Lanez's previous lawyers, Sean and George, provided ineffective assistance of counsel. He said that the lawyer that represented Tory Lanez effectively and visibly, as did his other lawyer. Right? Tory Lanez's sentencing is scheduled for June 13th. His lawyers can reveal his conviction and sentencing to the California Court of Appeals once he's sentenced. Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney Alexander said he faces at least 9 years in prison with a maximum of 22 years and 8 months. A jury of 7 women, 5 men deliberated 7 hours over 2 days before convicting Tory Lanez on December 23rd of assault with a firearm, unlawful discharge of a firearm, and the possession of an unregistered firearm in a vehicle. Jury also found that he caused Megan great bodily harm when he fired 5 rounds at her, injuring both of her feet. And he also exited his Escalade about 4:25 a.m. in the Hollywood Hills on July 12, 2020. Following the gathering at a reality star Kylie Jenner home, he was taken into custody after the verdict, has been in the jail since. I think this is a quote. I think anytime you point a weapon at someone and pull the trigger 5 times, that's an action that could easily delete a person. I think that's an action that should have serious consequences, the prosecutor said outside court. One of the prosecutors said as he left the courthouse, he's not yet considering sentencing. What I do now is that my guy, he's okay, no, this is Tory Lanez's lawyer. So what I do now is my guy, he's a fighter, and he's only the beginning. I'll tell you that part. I know my boy Tory, he's a fighter, and he is in this. So we'll see what happens from here. Okay. Tory Lanez's lawyer said, we're not going to stop until we get him out. Okay. They said Joyce Henford rejected the new trial motion orally from the bench shortly before noon after the hearing argument from the lawyer. They also said his ruling followed a bold move and it will disqualify him from the case. Okay, now they're trying to get him disqualified. But as of right now, he can face a minimum of 9 years in prison. A minimum of 9 years in prison. A minimum of 9 years. He can face the maximum of 22 years. Okay. So at bare minimum, he's going to be serving 9 years. All right. And 9 years can change out a lot in society and things that are going on. All right. So we definitely reported on that. Okay. So as you clearly can see, they were really in an argument for him, and he completely lost. Okay, in my close, my last subject here, and then we open up the phone lines if y'all want to call in. So yesterday, we did learn on yesterday that Armand and Milagro Grams both were removed from the court building. They were banned. They could not go into the courthouse because of what they did to Megan Cuniff, and then also because they violated the rules by recording Megan Cuniff and actually recording in the courthouse. So they have both been removed from the courtroom on yesterday. All right. I'm sorry. I believe it was on Monday. My correction, on Monday. So they have both have been removed. Now, when they both was removed on yesterday, we did put out there that Nick at Night and in conjunction with Megan Cuniff allegedly both had their hands on having them removed. On Monday, both of them decided to go take pictures, go prove to the world that to debunk what we're saying. And we stand on that. They went out their way to go on the parties. They went out their way to go and drink and go get high and etc. Other things they were doing. And they tried to debunk us. Clearly it didn't work because people still believe in our narrative, right? That they did it. I heard that Milagro Grams did cry on yesterday that all of her hard work went in vain, that it did not get Tory Lanez off. Clearly, she knew that Tory Lanez was going to lose, but of course, she dug a hole for herself and she had no other choice but to show up outside because she was banned from the courtroom. All right. So, and now I have the guard. Now, finally, they decided to get serious about the reporting because we dragged them for filth because they got off the market. And now they finally, 24 hours later, had to get serious on reporting. We didn't have to say that to Megan Cuniff. Why? Because she is a real journalist. We're in this type of situation. You saw real journalists versus amateurs. They are amateurs at best. They were so concerned, both Armand and Milagro, they was concerned about their looks. Okay, they was concerned about their looks, and they wasn't concerned about delivering the news that us so we can dissect it and talk about it. They was one concerned about that. It took them 24 hours later to finally do their job. On that particular Monday, they literally you had Nick at Night, which was in the courtroom. She delivered her content 24 hours later. You had Milagro Grams. She decided to go on a lunch break. She had to go stuff that face. You had also Armand Wiggins decided to look at people's beauties with their dookie draws. So that was typically what they were doing the court proceeding were going on. They got it late. The reason why we were able to report about it and don't be 24 hours late because Megan, the real journalist that went to school for it and been a journalist for over 10 plus years, we were able to get her account went on because my black brothers and sisters in media, the new black media, they all went on break. They spent most of the day responding to Wiley, and I'm not even in California. And then Milagro Grams, they posed the question. Did you hear what Wiley said? She said, no, I highly doubt it that Milagro Grams didn't watch the Wiley Show. Why I highly doubt it? Because anytime somebody say something about me and I got less followers than her, I hear about it. So you dang on sure with butter on top that she heard about what Wiley said. Armand can't deny it because he watched the Wiley Show. Why? Because when he went live on his show, we was the first name in the search engine. and he proved that to his audience. So both of them, in both of their blue, they see us talking, because every time we open up our mouth and mention them, our audience will send it, not just my audience, their audience will send in their DMs. And you don't have to do that, because anytime their name is in the title, it's a work of psychology. You're going to see what that person is saying. It is hard to not look at it. Most celebrities go and research their name, just like we were talking about D.L. Hughley. They was researching their name, just like when Kurt Franklin seen the article that the team came up with on WileyTheTroll.com. He seen it because he go and research his hashtag. That's why I tell my team all the time, when you do an article, when you share it, hashtag those people, so A, the celebrity can see it, and B, their audience can see it. It's just that simple. Just like when we talked about D.L. Hughley, one of our writers talked about that when he did his Vlad TV, he was the first person to talk about it. So if they got that sense and they got money on top of money, racks on racks on racks, I know Tweedledee and Tweedledum and all them double mint twin lookalikes, they gonna watch what we say. Do you hear me? Okay? And then they say, well, why do you have I didn't need to go and fly to California, because we got Megan Cuniff, the real journalist. We got Milagro Graham, the new black media. And we got Armand Wiggins, the new black media. They're going to report on it. So it was no need for me to go sit in that hot onion smell courtroom and see my black brothers and sisters get kicked out. No, I can do it right here in my home, make all the money, keep all the money for the flight and hotel, and it will all be there, and you still get to get the news. Now, things that I'm passionate about and things that I can afford to go, we're going. We going to the inauguration for Brandon, one of the new mayor of the city of Chicago. We could go there, but I'm not going to waste my money and money that I don't have to go fly down there to go see a man that I know is guilty going to prison. There's no need for me to go. I'm not interested. I get all the tea from them and then report about it in my home. Okay, and we going to meet our subscribers in October. Period. Meeting them in October, our second annual. So why would I risk my financing to go to see somebody I know is guilty? No, it wasn't that time for that. Absolutely not. I was too busy advocating for someone that is black, advocating to get them back into Texas, and to get them back into Texas. That's who I was advocating for, and we did just that. And now Jack Rowe, right? Now she is back in Texas, back in Dallas County. We was advocating for her to come back to Texas so someone can bail out her for $1,500. You know what I'm saying? And her family want to know, are you serious at having her come live with you? I'm really, really serious, but she gonna have to sign a contract that I own her. She must deliver content with me every day. And then she can stay with me. I get her a nice little air mattress. She can stay with me. If she ain't signing that contract to do content with me Monday through Friday, she must cut off everybody. She can't go on nobody else's shows but the Wiley Show. If she agree with that, then yes, she can stay with me. And she must commit of work being my co-host for all the months she stay here. She must do that. She must go in the studio and do records. I must be signed on as her manager. If she agreed to that, she get free room and board. If she gonna agree with that, she can stay out there in the streets. All I care. But if she want to come live with me, I must be signed on as her manager. And we will finance her to go to the studio. We will work with promoters to get her to sing. And you know what I'm saying? I get a certain percentage of that. And I would definitely let her stay with me. If she agree with that, then come on, Jaguar, come on home. Period. If she signed on and let me be her manager, then yes, I will allow her to come and stay with me. If she agreed to be the co-host and cut all of those wicked folks off that exploited her, then she'll be called. And then I will get 10% of what she make. She take the rest of the 90%. All right? Because her family wants to know, was I serious? Yes, I'm serious. But she must sign on for me to be her manager. I get 10% what she proceed, what she sell, and then she take on the rest of the 90%. It's a very good deal. Because she can't go get a place in her name. She got all that bad credit. I can't. I can go get another apartment right now. My credit ain't that bad. I can do it. So y'all let her be knowing if that's the case, then we will do it. But she must sign a contract. Do you understand? All right. So I'm just being real. What's the problem? Y'all asked me would I let her come live with me. I answered the question yes. It'll be an epic show. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? It'll be an epic show. Woo, glory. I felt that right then and there. Ooh, I felt it. Okay? I'm offering a deal. Who else is offering that deal? Who else can match that deal? I can see it now. Jag and Wiley. I like that. Oh, I like that. So if they ready for me to do it, I'm right there and I'm ready for it to happen. If y'all want to see Jag and Wiley team up, press 1. If y'all want to see Wiley and Jag team up, press 1. If y'all want to see Wiley and Jag link up, press 1. Let's see it. If you don't want to see Jag and Wiley team up, press 2. If you want to see Jag and Wiley link up, press 1. If you don't, press 2. Who want to see that? Press 1 if you want to see Wiley and Jag team up. Press 2. Okay? I want to see it. I can see Jag and Wiley Show. I can see Jag and Wiley delivering the content. Boom, 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 boom. I can see Wiley in the Jag Show. They're gonna be great, great, great on the Wiley Show. Boom, 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 boom. I can see Wiley and the Jag Show. Boom, 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 boom. I can see Wiley and Jag deliver content. Boom, 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 boom. I can see Wiley in the Jag Show. They're gonna be great, great, great on the Wiley Show. Ah! So let's go ahead on to our last topic here. Welcome y'all to another episode of the Wiley Show. Y'all better click that like button. Click that like button. Click it, y'all. All right, y'all. We're going to our last subject here. 1 second and 1 second only. We're going to go to our last subject here. Make sure y'all click that like button. Click it right now. Woo, click that like button. Click that like button. Click it now. All right. So Tasha K. Oh wow, man. Well, on wanted2troll.com, we posted an article on yesterday about Tasha K. And I want to make sure we read it to you all. Give me 1 second here. Let me scroll down. Did y'all see this on wanted2troll.com about Tasha K? Give me 1 quick second while I post that on the show here. Give me 1 quick second. Give me 1 quick second. Okay. This is an article. Thank you, Devog, for writing this. Say what? Cardi B seizes $640 from Tasha K account. Cardi B is not playing with Tasha K. No way whatsoever. Tasha has been out here still pushing out her commentary through her app instead of YouTube. It appears to be doing well. However, Cardi B is in the corner waiting to strike and strike. She did because Google, the owner of YouTube, is set to give Cardi $640. Some might say there's no money. I say it's not, but it sends a message that Cardi B isn't going to stop coming after Tasha until she gets every dime she is owed. Okay. Now on Radar Online, they posted that Cardi B is to seize a modest 3-figure sum from the blogger who owes her $3 million after losing in court. Rapper Radar Online has learned. As we reported, Cardi has been on the hunt for the money she owes from Tasha. Last year, the Black Young rapper was awarded $1 million in general damages and $250,000 for medical expenses for a grand total of $1.25 million. On top of that, Cardi was awarded $1.5 million in punitive damages and another $1.3 million for her attorney fees. Cardi sued Tasha over a series of alleged allegations she made on her YouTube channel. In videos, the blogger claimed that Cardi has worked as an escort and used hard drugs and had an STD. The musician denied the allegations and claimed her reputation has been harmed. In court, Cardi took the stand and told the jury that the situation have caused her extreme emotional distress. She said the video caused distress, which led to her marriage with offset suffering. Only an evil person could do this ish, Cardi said on the stand when testifying about Tasha. As we reported, Cardi fired off a series of subpoenas to track down Tasha assets. She, you know what I'm saying, oh, let me see. Okay, the videos called stress, which led her to marriage of offset suffering. Okay. At first, reported Cardi fired off a series of subpoenas to track down Tasha's assets. She first started JP Morgan Chase, which Tasha has a bank account with them. She said the video calls her stress was led to her marriage with offset suffering. Only an evil person could do that. Cardi B said on the stand, testifying about Tasha. As first reported, Cardi fired off a series. Okay, we read that already. The bank said Tuesday Tasha only had $1,083.02 in her account. Cardi did serve Google, who owns YouTube, to see if Tasha has any advertising money owed to her. You're hereby committed. You already read that paragraph in the previous episode. A rep for Google informed Cardi B that Tasha had $9,304 to anyone owed to her. Cardi was awarded the cash. According to the newly filed court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the Google rep also has informed Cardi that they has another $640 owed to Tasha. Cardi can now be able to seize that amount. The Up rapper doesn't appear to be backing down from her collection efforts anytime soon, despite Tasha's public plea. All right. She took the $640 and a grand total over $10,000 went towards Cardi B. All right. And so, we are definitely putting it out there. I told y'all that she definitely did that. And it's just really, really sad. And now with her website, that is in jeopardy. They're going after that and they're running into some walls there because Tasha is technically not the owner of the app, and they're trying to track down who's the owner and where is that money going to which account. So they're having a huge problem. They're trying to find out where's that money going. and if she's getting any money from that. So they're trying to find out any of her bank accounts. They're trying to find it as well. So they're just trying to find that out as well. This is going to hurt her if they able to get access to her app money. That will truly really hurt her. And so all of her bread and butter is on the app. And Tasha K is saying, I'm trying to become a cable company. I'm trying to get people to get my app, and I'm trying to get people to get the app money all loaded up. A lot of people said, why don't she stop just doing YouTube videos? She can't stop doing YouTube videos. One of the reports that Tasha is debating on, she's about to debate on taking away her monetization, closing her monetization, and taking it off there. But a lot of people telling Tasha don't do it because they say if she do take the monetization off her YouTube and take it off and say, hey, I don't want to be a partner with YouTube anymore, then that's going to push Cardi B to immediately go after her app money, and which that's the only source of income that is going to her. All right. Because she wanted to just take off the app money. She took it off on a backup page. The Wino Game podcast, she removed that not right before Cardi B was able to garnish that $640, because the $640 that came from her backup page. So she took off the stuff on that, but Google still could technically put ads on any video they choose, and they, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much she took the 640. So as of right now, Tasha K still owe Cardi B a lot of bread, and the millions of bread that she owed to Cardi B. So now Cardi B is trying to find out who owned TashaKLive.com and where is that money is going. You know what I'm saying? Because she have lost. A lot of people are debating that her husband owned the money. A lot of people are debating that her is in her son's name, that is the sole owner of the app. So she's trying to track down who is the typical owner. A lot of people saying it's her daughter that technically is the owner of the app, and the money is going there, and they are controlling of the app, and that's I'm hearing that is protected. So we will see how this is going to play out. But as of right now, Tasha K YouTube checks is being garnished. All right. All right. So did y'all hear that? It's definitely being garnished. Now, the phone number is, if you want to call in right now, you are more than welcome to call in. The number is 972-674-9462. The number is 972-674-9462. If you want to call in, that is the number, 972-674-9462 is the number. If you want to call in to give your thoughts across, that is the numbers. Okay. And yes, we will go live later on today. If you want to go live with me, we will go live later on today. Okay. We will go live later on today. All right. Anybody want to call in? 972-674-9462. The State Department, she registered her business, will have the information unless it's not registered. So we have to see about that. And then also Tasha still all the IRS money. So it's a lot with that. And also we'll be back live talking about Tasha K with some more developing stuff that's going on with her. So that will be later on today. I just wanted to give y'all a little 2-hour interview. I'm sorry, 2-hour worth of content today. It's definitely a great. Also, if you all missed the previous episode, I think it was like a video ago with Auntie Hammy, she did call into the Wiley Show. If you all want to see that particular episode, Auntie Hammy did call into the Wiley Show where she was talking about a lot of things. She did definitely call into the Wiley Show. We thank her so very much. All right. Also, do not forget that we want to put all this stuff on here that we got it on here that are Vegas. This is our second annual Vegas meet and greet. That's October 6th to the 9th, 2023. 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 Also, if you want to attend, just RSVP. Some of y'all have done it. I believe all together is about 12 of us that's going to be there. I believe that's the amount that we have right now. You still got time to RSVP. Wiley Show Productions at gmail.com. Wiley Show Productions at gmail.com. Wiley Show Productions at gmail.com. Send us an email. We would love to have you all there. All right. And Yes, we would love to have you all there. That is Wiley Show Productions at gmail.com. Make sure y'all come through. Again, that is October 6th through the 9th. And this is the email that you all can email us at Wiley Show Productions at gmail.com. If you want to contribute to the show, if you want to give us a book or send clothes, we got a size 3XL shirt. You can always do that at the Wiley Show P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. On the YouTube page, you can on the video, you scroll down, you can buy any of our items on Teespring. Is definitely there. If you have any issues and problems getting to buy any of our merch that you're trying to buy, you can always text me right now, 972-674-9462, 972-674-9462, 972-674-9462. All right. If you are buying any of the items, all right, have any issues. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that we got all announcements out. Okay. All right. There we go. We want to make sure. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so very much. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Make sure y'all subscribe. If y'all going to try to drag me, again, some of y'all leaving good comments, but y'all are putting cuss words in there. So please don't. If you want to tune into the show, if you want to comment on the show, just don't use profanity. Okay? If you got something to say about me, don't put a cuss word. Don't put a cuss word. Don't put a cuss word. And your comment will show. All right? Don't use too many emojis. All right? You want your comment to show. Okay? Do y'all understand me? Thank y'all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you enough. When times get hard, remember to put God first. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. We will see y'all again. Don't forget, members, on Thursday, we are doing a members only live Thursday night. Yes, we're doing a members only live Thursday night. And then also we'll be doing a video tomorrow. Two Man and a Lady. That will be airing tomorrow. And also we are doing a members only live on Thursday night. So make sure y'all come through tomorrow. If you're a member, come through. It's a members only live and also Patreon. We're doing that. We're gonna have conversations. We're gonna be talking about Little Richard. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be an awesome time. And I will see y'all tomorrow night. All right. For the members only. And also, we're doing Two Man and Lady on Thursday as well. And that's going to start at 10 p.m. That's going to start at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. If you're on the West Coast, that's going to be at 8 p.m. So we actually, and it might be a little early, but that is the time that we're going to have. We're going to ask you all, please come through on Thursday. It's going to be an awesome show. It'll be open to the general public. Please get there early so you can definitely don't miss that particular show. We will put the video out, the live feed out, so you all can definitely get to the live feed, and that's going to be on tomorrow. All right. Thank y'all so very much. If we didn't talk about something that we missed, always you can follow me on Instagram at Wiley Show. Drop us a DM or email us at wileyshow@gmail.com. Drop us an email. And this is the time. If we didn't talk about something that you want to talk about, don't comment about it. Just leave us an email or DM and we will get to it. All right. Thank y'all so very much. We will see y'all in the next episode. Subscribe. Peace. Hey, hey, hey.